I added a slide wall that was on. There we go. So a few people, and this is fine. I mean, this is part of the learning process of getting used to it. So I want to go over again how we turn in our labs. And some people did this, a lot of people did it, some people didn't do it. So you need to do is you need to go into REPL, go into the class, and go into the problem. And when you go into the problem, you always get your own copy of it. You don't have to worry about making your own copy. It automatically does that for you. When you change that one, you're only changing your copy, not anybody else's. In fact, there's no way you can see or change either the master or anybody else's, right? That's part of the whole way this is designed. And so what you do is you go in there, you follow the link from the web page, go into you go into REPL, find the lab, go into it, and then you start writing code in there. And then when you feel like you have it correct, of course, make a copy of the output just like the lab says, and put it into a document that you attach to Moodle. And then also in the text box, when you turn it into Moodle, turn in the URL for your problem. So to kind of show you how you would do that. If you go into REPL, and you go into the class. We got lots of classes here, but never mind though. So you go in and find the problem. So here's lab 0 candy bars. And you go in there and you just start writing code, right? Now yours will look a little different. Mine is in editing mode because I'm the professor, but yours will have a submit button, and when you're done, submit it. Then though, what you should is go up and grab the URL. Also, first run the program a few times and copy. You have to use the right click. You can go down here, right click, copy the code, the output, and paste it into either. You can either paste it directly into Moodle, or you can put it into a text document and upload it to Moodle. Then take this link, copy it, and paste that into the text box in Moodle, okay? It's very important that you do that because it turns out that REPL, as I've said before, they kind of completely changed it in January without me knowing what they were doing. And a lot of the features are missing that allow us to grade it. And so if you don't turn it into Moodle, it's very difficult for me and my graders to actually find your solutions. So make sure you do that. In fact, if you don't do that, it's until you turn it in on Moodle, it's not even considered turned in, okay? Are there any questions on that process? So some people didn't do that. That's fine. Go ahead and turn it in now. As long as you get it turned in by midnight today, I'm not going to count it late, okay? So you're getting extra grace period this time because I realized that probably when I was talking about how to do it, it was a long way off and you weren't really understanding it or listening real carefully, and then you didn't know what to do. That's fine, right? So we learn on the first one and then we'll do fine on the subsequent labs, okay? So the main thing is you turn it in, nobody's going to get penalized, and everything's going to be okay. Any questions on that process? Okay. So today we're going to do a POJL activity on everything else. We're going to learn how to make decisions in program. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to do that first, and then I'm going to actually show you. I've made something new to help teach POJL, to help teach Python using the Google's Code Lab, which allows us to intersperse notes with Python. And we're going to look at that, and we're going to use that to sort of refine what we learned in the POJL activity. And then, of course, remember the REPLs 2.1 through 2.7 are due tonight. Now, the way you do those is you don't have to turn those in like you do on the lab. For those, all you have to do is go in to the problem, each problem. And of course, you then solve the problem. You know, you need to look at the README to see what the problem is and turn the preview on. Go into the code and run the code in the console until you get it working. Then, of course, you hit the check and you run the test to see if it's going to work. And of course, mine failed because mine just has some funny code in there. So anyway, then when you're all done, you hit the submit button. Then I can tell that you have it done, right? And the time at which you submitted is recorded, so I know whether or not you turned it in on time or not. Okay? Any questions on that?
Hi, Professor. I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to copy the text from my lab, like the output text from my lab, and I'm having trouble. It just says when I try to copy it from the black box, it says there's like an error.
Okay. So what you should do is notice I'm holding my mouse down and selecting. Hit Control Copy. Did you do that? What I did was, I'm sorry. What I did was not Control. Hit the right key. You go here. You hit the right mouse button. I'm sorry. You hold the button down, and then after it's selected, you click the right button. The left. Sorry. Yeah, the right button. Is that right? Yeah, the right button. And then you get this pull down menu, and then you say copy, and then I can actually go into a document. Like here, I'll go into a Google document just because it's easy. And I can paste it in. I just use the paste command, or you could paste it in this way, right? Does that help?
Yeah, I guess I'm just having trouble getting the drop down menu to open, but I'll keep playing around with it and see.
Right.
It must just be something with my mouse.
You have to hover over the selected portion when you hit the right key, the right mouse button. I'm on a Mac right now, but it should work the same on a Windows machine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure.
Wait, I just have another question. So for the labs in Moodle, you just want us to submit the output? Or I'm confused.
No, you're supposed to turn in two things in Moodle. You're supposed to turn in the URL of your code, this, and then you're supposed to run it and turn in the run.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that's all. And that pretty much all the labs will be just like that. Okay, so once we figure out how to do it on lab 0, then it's going to be easy, right? And so we're going through this process. Everybody needs to turn it in. And you know, it's very important you turn in labs. Labs are worth a lot in this class, right? You can't pass the class without doing the labs. There's nothing worth more toward your final grade than the labs, because you know the labs are you working independently, and you demonstrating that you have mastered the concepts enough to be able to write a program. Okay, and then the last thing I want to emphasize is you know, I got a few people here kind of at the last minute, you know, wanting to use their 24-hour extension or whatever. You know, you don't need to do that if you come to office hours. Start your projects early, see what you don't understand, and then either go to the MSSC or come to me during office hours, because you know that's where you know you can get things done, right? Because there's nothing more frustrating than, you know, waiting till the evening that it's due, going into it and realizing, you know, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. And it's too late, right? The MSC is closed, the SSC is closed. I'm, you know, in my evening, not available for office hours, and you're kind of stuck, right? And so I really want to encourage you. I mean, the thing is it's not going to take you any more time to start earlier. In fact, it's probably going to take you less time, and you're not going to run into problems, right? And so that's, if you know, I've said that the first day of class, I'm going to emphasize it again. please start things early, find out what you don't understand, come and get help, and you'll do great in this class, right? Guaranteed. That's how you do good in this class. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, oh yeah, and somebody did ask, you want a copy of the output and not the code, right? And that's right. I don't need a copy of the code, because if you turn in the URL to the REPL, then we can just click on that. If you literally paste it into the text box in Moodle, then when I go into Moodle, or when the graders go into Moodle, we can just click on that link and immediately go right into your program and test it out, right? That's really helpful. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So, for example, like if you've already submitted the REPL, but you want to copy and paste the output, like for mine, for
You
instance.
should be able to update you should be able to go in there, and you can always update a submission in Moodle.
No, my question is like in REPL though, like it doesn't produce for some reason the output anymore, like it doesn't have my code or any of that, because it just says my main like PY, like it doesn't have my own thing after I submitted it. I can screenshot and send it to you.
All right, yeah, well, I'll just bring it up now. I'm not sure I know what you're saying, so maybe we better look at it. Go ahead, I just enabled screen sharing.
Okay. I don't. Mine for some reason isn't working, my screen share.
Right. Well, wait, yeah, I did enable it. Well, okay, so you're saying after you submit it, you're no longer able to see the code?
That's correct. Like, you know how there's 2 tabs under files where you have like your main PY with the instructions, and then you have your own code that you do. I only have one of those tabs after I submitted it.
And what's that tab say?
It gives me, oh, no, okay. It just popped up. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. All right, so today.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
One for the labs, are we supposed to write it on a separate part of the REPL? Like the code?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you just go in to the you know, so let me share my screen again. I want to make sure we know how to do this. Okay, so
I think I do. I just want
right, yeah. So, you know, so if we go into the course, go down and find Candy Bar Lab, right? When you open it up, you should be able to just immediately start programming, right?
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, gotcha.
And then when you're done, submit, but also grab this and turn that in on Moodle, and then run it and grab the output of the run and also turn that into Moodle. That's all you need to do.
Okay, just one more thing. When I copy the output, it doesn't put in the formatting when I get into Google Docs. Does that matter?
Are you talking about the code or this? Because there really isn't any formatting here. This is just characters.
Well, I just mean that like when I have in my initial code that there's like the certain amount of spaces,
Yeah.
it doesn't keep that.
Yeah, that's.
So is that fine when I submit it?
Well, it should work. I mean, that's actually something that should work. Whoops. So you're saying you can't just take this, copy, go over to this untitled document, paste. I mean, it looks like it keeps it for me. So I'm not sure what's happening for you.
Well, I just mean like, for example, if I like make a specific formatting for how many spaces between like the never mind.
So let's put some extra spaces in here before time.
Well, I just meant like when you do like a point F or something like that, or like a F or
Right,
something
yeah.
like that. When you copy it and put it in a different document, it doesn't keep that.
Let me see. Fork this. Leave. Okay, so we fork this into my own version so that I don't mess this up. So if we do, what is it, format, total weight, comma, quote, 6.4 F, right?
Yeah.
And then I need to do my end parenthesis. Let's try to run this. So what kind of candy bar do you have? Gibberish. I have all of this. Okay. So now here's the formatting I gave it, right?
Yeah.
So I copy this, go over here, and it's there. So I'm not sure what's happening for you. I don't think of a
I'll just,
reason why the formatting would not go over because it's just characters. So
yeah.
this is something that, I mean, if you're still having trouble, I can't take any more class time for this. I apologize, but maybe
Okay, that's fine.
get this to work. But I think we must be talking about different things because I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So let's talk a little bit about today's Python. We're going to work on one. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a certain amount of time. Get as far as you can. If you don't get all the applications done, it's not the end of the world. But I'm going to give you, what is it? It's 3. So I'm going to give you 35 minutes. Let's try that and see if we can get through this in 35 minutes. So I'm going to put us in our groups now. So we'll be done at 3:35. Stop to share, breakout rooms. There we go. 7 rooms. Open all rooms. Don't forget to send me your share your program, your Pojo with me.
Hello, Professor.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Let me make you co-host.
We have a programming contest this weekend.
What's that?
We have a programming contest. Canyon.
Yeah, are you signed up for the programming contest?
Yeah.
Good.
I also went last year, so but this
Yeah.
time it will be in person, so I'm not sure. It will
Well,
be as-
hopefully it will, hopefully it'll be fun. There we go.
Yep.
Okay. I think we can jump around and see how things are going. See ya.
Yeah.
Code for the last part of the program that includes if.
Hey guys,
Hi.
Hello.
how are you guys doing?
Doing good.
It's making sense?
Mhm.
Slightly.
Slightly?
It makes sense, but it's just certain things that I'm like, I'm not clear on, but I have my team, so they help.
Okay, they're helping you. That's good. That's the way it's supposed to work. So yeah,
Oh,
make-
use the second print statement to do this. I put into the first one. There we go.